Hello everybody, welcome to my fly bench. Hey, it's time to work out the winter kinks. We've got a special treat for you today. We're going to hit a new lake and chase some coastal cutthroat. It's my season opener, so let's get going.
Look at that. We're catching that. Beautiful way to end the day. There he goes. Okay, everybody. So I'm on a new lake to me here for my season opener. It's March 12th or 13th, something like that. I have to look at the calendar. And I've never been here before, but it's within an hour of my home. And I only got a tip on it recently. So I thought I'd get it to check out. I'm in the pontoon boat, as you can see. And so I'm starting with good old Doc Spratley on a medium sinking line. I'm just kind of troll it around and try to get to know this lake, where the shoals are, where it's deep. I took a look at the depth map before I left home, and it's got about a 50-foot hole in the middle and a lot of shoals and shallows. You can see the reeds behind me there. Should be able to see those. The sun's just coming out, and I'm optimistic. It's about 10:30, and I'm going to give it through the middle of the day here, the warmest part of the day, and see if I can't pick up. So the lake is known to have stocked cutthroat and sea run cutthroat, and they mix in here. And oh, there's a rise right there. So we'll see what happens. See if we can get some fish on the line. There we go. First fish. Just kind of circling around the lake, pulling a Doc Spratley, and rod dips. So here we all see what we got. Very likely a cutthroat. That's what I expect. Nothing else. But what size? Doesn't seem too large. Out here. No. Oh, we got a lake resident cutthroat. Look at that. Beautiful fish. Would you look at that? Look at the markings on him, eh? Beautiful fish. Well, Judy wanted a fish for dinner, so we're going to keep that one. It's enough for both of us. And I'll be letting everything else go. So let's put that in the bag. Well, that's going to make a nice dinner for wife and I. That's a coastal cutthroat. I'm going to slip that into the burlap bag and continue fishing and let everything else go, because we won't need any more than that. One nice fresh fish for supper. That's just perfect. So what I wanted to do today as my season opener was make sure, like a season opener, sorry, you want to make sure you have all your gear, that nothing's broken, everything's working as it should after sitting all winter. And so for season opener, of course, I like to try something local where I'm only an hour or two from home, and I haven't traveled terribly far. And that way, if I forget something, either I can go home or I can just do without and make a note of it. I've got a notebook in the truck. I'll be jotting some notes, because I did forget a couple things today. I bought a new fish finder depth sounder that I can use on the pontoon boat, a Garmin piece. I was going to show you today, lo and behold, and I charged it all up and left it at home because I made a sudden last-minute change in plans. I was going to fish another lake. And with the other boat, with the other regular fish finder I have, the tinny. And then I went and changed plans because the weather wasn't going to work out. But there you go. I forgot that. I also forgot my little nippers, so it's back to biting off tippet with my teeth and stuff like that. So I'll be making notes in the truck when I get back after done fishing today. And just making sure everything works. It's you got to kind of love and hate your season opener, because it's been several months since you fished, and and you're just trying to get back into the swing of things and make sure everything's working and you've got everything. But nice little local lake here. Like I said, I'd never fished it before. I see that near shore, near the boat launch and other areas, there's about a dozen small boats stashed in the woods. So it's a popular lake with the locals. There's a cutthroat already in the bag, and I've seen some more rising here in the middle of the lake. And again, on a new lake, I like to, if I've never been there before, I've done the homework. I've checked out Go Fish BC website. I've also checked out the BC fishing regulations to make sure that I'm going to be complying with the law. And so then I go out and take that information with me. But then you often don't know what may or may not be hatching on the lake. You know the species present, but you don't really know what their food source is yet, what they might be eating. I pumped the stomach of that first fish, absolutely nothing in him. Maybe why he took my Doc Spratley. That's the first thing he's seen that he could eat. So that's a bit of a season opener, local lake, trying out all the gear, making notes about what I've forgotten, seeing that everything's working, and just hoping to catch a few fish and then go from there so I can hit the ground running when things really get going. So let's see if we can get some more fish on the line to show you. Okay, so I've done one lap of the lake now, back to the boat launch where I started, and I've seen some more activity in the middle of the lake, some rises out there, and I've only had the one hit where I got that one fish on the far side. So I'm going to head back that way, but I'm going to go through the middle of the lake rather than around the perimeter. I did find some shallows where I picked up some weeds, and so I'm going to avoid that area and stack more to the middle of the lake and run across to that area where I picked up the one fish and see if I can't anchor there and cast some flies into the area. Maybe there's more fish around. But yeah, looks like there's some promise. There's a few rises, like I said, in the middle. And we'll see if the action picks up as the water warms up with the sunshine today. Sure is nice getting out in the sunshine, being on the water again. And middle of March, that's the great thing about being on the island or on the coast. When the interior lakes are still locked up with ice and not accessible to the fly fishermen. Some of our coastal lakes are already hopping when they get some instant hatches or something like that. And you get a couple of warm days in February or March and the trout start rising. You can get out there and test your gear and wet a line. Let's see if we pick some up going across the middle of the lake or back to the other area where I picked up that fish. Right in the middle of the lake. Had a hit. I gave the line a little tweak and continued rowing, and then bang, fish on. This one seems a little stronger and heavier than the first one. Let's see what we got here in terms of size. It's giving up a good fight. Oh yeah, look at that. I hope we're catching that. Hope we're catching that on camera. Nice fish. Oh yeah, that's a strong one. That is a strong fish. Much stronger than the first one. Look at that. Oh, about the same size. Well, maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, he's a little bit bigger. Look at that. That's a beautiful cutty. Wow. Wow, what an amazing fish for this little lake. Boy, oh boy. I'm going to show that to you. Get the hook out of him. Out of his jaw there. He's too big for our dinner. Judy and I can't eat all of that in one feast. But I'm going to show that to you. Look at that. Beautiful cutthroat. We're going to put him back. Get the net out of the way here. Get the camera down. What a gorgeous fish. That fish has got to be 15, 16 inches. Look at the markings on him. Gorgeous. Okay, bud. Away you go. Wow. That's amazing that this little lake holds fish like that. I wouldn't have predicted it. I made my way around this lake in less than half an hour. And I saw a few dimples on the surface here and there. I thought, yeah, these trout, they'll go 12, 13 inches, the big ones. That thing was amazing, absolutely amazing. What a fish. I am hoping there's more out here like that. Let's see. there's another one right in the middle of the lake. Who'd have thought? Oh, it feels like a strong one, yeah. Wow. I'm gonna I think maybe 45 minutes. I tell you, I'm very grateful to the guy who gave me the tip on this place. Oh, about the size of the first one, maybe a little smaller. We'll get him put back. Another fish before lunch. Well, look at that. Now I'm going to go in and have lunch and see if I can put in another hour or two after lunch. But this is a lot of fun. This is a great little lake. This probably feels like about the size of the first one. Yeah, it's not that big. It's not as big as the second one. Got a nice cutty. And they look so beautiful. They just look so different than the rainbows that we catch, the Fraser Valleys, and the other rainbows we catch. Look at that, huh? Hook's already. There's the Doc Spratley. Just your standard black and silver with the pheasant tail wing. Good old Doc Spratley, yep. We'll put that little baby back. Let's put that boy back and then go have some lunch. Woo! Very nice. Okay, just having had lunch here now, we're at midday. And I thought I'd give a little different tactic to the lake, see if I can find out a little bit more about this lake. A number of the fish I've gotten is right in this area, just in deep water, not too far from the boat launch. The second one and the last one. So I'm going to try anchoring and casting a pumpkin head on an intermediate sink tip. Just try to work the area a little more and see if they'll take that as well. Let's see if I can show you a couple more fish on a cast fly. Well, there you go. Cast and retrieve pumpkin head. Takes a fish here. So they're very willing. Whoop, off he goes. Easy come, easy go. We'll see if we can get another one. Okay, despite getting that one hit almost right away on the pumpkin head, I'm finding the wind a bit too swirly today. Sometimes it's right in my face, sometimes one shoulder or the other. It was at my back when I anchored up, thus the position I'm in, but I'm finding casting is a challenge when it constantly changes direction, and the results aren't that much better to worth sticking with it and to put up with that challenge. So I think after this cast, I'm going to go back to trolling the Spratley, see if I can pick up a fish or two more. There's another fish. It was a gentle tug that let go, and then he came back and took it solid. So it's been quiet this afternoon. Not something I would have predicted. Would have thought with the water warming there'd be a little more activity during the day, but now since lunch it's gone very quiet. So we'll get this one in the net and probably call it a day. There you go. That's a beauty of a fish. We'll get that Doc Spratley out of the corner of his mouth there. And we'll get that beautiful cutthroat put back in the lake. Where you go, buddy? I decided to stay for one more little loop because I had that fish, and here was a big hit. So I'm glad I stayed for another 5 minutes. This was a big hit. Big head shakes down there. It's a lovely lake. Let's see whether this rivals that big fish earlier. It's holding itself down there right strong. It's a strong fish. Okay, yeah, he is coming to the surface, not willingly. Oh yeah, this is a beauty. See how big he is. Nice size fish. Puts a very nice bend in the rod. Oh, this is a nice one. This is a nice big fish. Holy cow, yeah. That's a beauty. Okay. Look at that cutthroat. That's amazing. 2 fish like this in a day in a new lake? I gotta say, that's quite amazing. Get that hook out of there. Look at the markings on him. Look at the markings on him. Now, what a fish. What a fish. We're going to put that brother back, but look at the spotting right down to his belly. The right throat marks there. What a gorgeous fish. We're going to have to call that a day now. Beautiful way to end the day. There he goes. Beautiful. I think I like this lake. I'll be coming back next spring.
Well, that wasn't too bad for opening day, season opener on a new lake, and chasing the cutthroat, this coastal cutthroat. I had a lot of fun. I think we had half a dozen landed, lost one, and enjoyed some beautiful weather in a new spot. So the thing to point out today is that I got most of my fish while rowing. Now, it's an important part of your fly fishing arsenal. You shouldn't overlook it as a method of presentation. Casting or retrieving is my favorite way, and I use it most often when I'm fishing lakes all over the province. However, there are times and places when rowing is the only way the fish will take. I remember fishing Lac Lejeune a number of years ago with Judy, and we were fishing dry flies, small caddis patterns, tom thumbs, elk hairs, and we were getting the occasional fish on the cast and strip, but they'd become unbuttoned most of the time and weren't hitting it very hard. At one point, I decided just to reposition the boat with the flies still out there, so we pulled up anchors, I started rowing, and then bang bang, both rods, fish on. So we decided, well, that worked, let's do it again. And all afternoon we had fish while rowing, while at the same time, if you were anchored and casting, you might get the odd fish, and most of them were striking short. Who knows? But today it was 6-1 for the rowing versus casting, and the one cast one was again got off. So keep it in your arsenal. Remember, it's a different way of presenting your fly, and it's very hard to replicate the movement of the fly that it has while rowing compared to hand stripping. You just simply can't replicate that by hand stripping, what the fly does in the water. Another thing to keep in mind when you're rowing is to vary your speed and make a lot of S-curves. Speed that fly up going out in the outside corner, and slow it down going on the inside, and just see where the fish seem to be preferring taking it. Today it seemed to be a shallow inside corner and turning around, but it could be different tomorrow. So play around and try that next time you're anchored and nothing much is happening and you want to explore the lake, maybe see where the fish are biting. Throw out an attractor, or maybe there are certain patterns, even naturals, that are very conducive to trolling with, like leeches, damselflies, and even mayflies, where the presentation of that fly in a slow row can actually often mimic the natural. So you could do natural flies like that, or an attractor, and search the lake out and try some rowing. I guarantee you won't regret having another tool in your arsenal for presenting your flies. So anyway, season opener's done here in the middle of March. I'm going to be down island, the South Island next week, and fishing some of the lakes down there, and then we're going to work our way back up north and show you some more stuff. Thanks for joining me. I hope to see you on the water. Bye for now.